Hello there, welcome to another video. I'm at Cardiff Roos International Airport, or is it Roos Cardiff? Either way, it's supposed to be an international airport. It's not that big, to be honest, not from where I'm standing. I've only ever been in there once, and I forgot my ID, so I had to go back home. Consequently, I've never actually flown on a plane, and I'm fine with that. I like to keep my feet on the ground. That's why you'll never see me doing a hammock camp. Still, whilst I'm here, I do enjoy watching planes taking off and landing. I saw a few on the way up here, and I'm hoping, because that's my view here, I can get a good takeoff or landing. Spent half an hour stood outside the airport waiting for something to happen. As soon as my back is literally turned. Cheers. So I'm just on my way to the Blue Anchor Inn for my second pint of the trip. Because why not? They're beautiful pubs and you should check them out if you ever find yourself in the area of Aberthaw. I just wanted to have a look at the quarry. Not much to see really, is there? Make my way over here. You can see the cement works in the distance. Bit of a bleak sight, isn't it? There's nothing remotely interesting about a giant hole in the ground. But I was still curious.
I don't repeat it. I'm not sure it's true or not.
He done the course that you're doing.
It's a Thursday night and I'm surprised that both pubs I've been to have been really, really busy. The food smells amazing. Well, I'm going to have this pint, and that is giving me some Dutch courage to make my way down to the coast. Because I'll be honest, I am f***ing myself. It took a lot of courage for me to do this today. I don't know why. I guess this is where I get off and walk for a bit. That viaduct carries the Vale of Glamorgan railway line from Cardiff to Bridgend. It used to be a coal traffic only line for a long time, but it was reopened for passenger use 2005, I think. I wasn't expecting this. Got to get my bike over that somehow. I've decided I don't really want to spend the next 20 minutes unpacking my bike, lifting my bike and gear over that gate and then packing it back up again. So I'm going to go back on the road and make my way towards a bridge which I know leads down to the nature reserve. See you back on the road. I've given up on the wireless microphone for now. The stupid thing won't connect. I'm afraid the footage is going to get a bit bumpy for a while. That screeching sound is my front brakes, because the gradient here is so steep. The bike just wants to run away. Unfortunately, there's no easy way of getting my bike onto the trail. I'm going to have to unpack everything and get it over that very, well, quite low barrier. I don't know, I might be able to carry it over. We'll see. Well, that's over the fence. Now I've just got to make my way to the coast. I should have cycled this really. Pretty sure this is a more gentle path around the works. Oh yes, I was right. Come on. That's way more overgrown than I remember it. That used to be a completely clear path. At least it was about 4 years ago. Right, very inaccessible. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get over these steps either. I don't think there's a way around. No. And the path goes around there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back the other way along this sea wall, because I'm pretty sure it would take me to where I need to go anyway. I better hurry. Bit of a pain getting here, but once you're on the path it's not too bad. There's the lime works, and a nice little pond and nature reserve next to it. Now, that little hill in the distance is where I was thinking of camping originally, but I would stick out like a sore thumb. So I'm going to stick to near the seawall, because that should be more dramatic actually, shouldn't it? it's due to get a lot windier, and the rain is due in any time now. I'm slightly worried. I don't normally do storm camping, and when I do, it's usually by some trees to hold the tarp up with, so I'm, you know, it's pretty sound then, but I'm using tarp poles tonight, and they're moving all over the place. I could use some cord, pin them down, but I've used most of my pegs already on the tarp and the mat. See how it goes. I won't worry about that now, because I'm hungry, and I've got some pork steaks which have been slowly defrosting, and after a few pints of Dutch courage to get me here in the first place, I'm going to crack open a bottle of Black Dragon cider. 6.5%. Cheers. Oh, that's very sweet. That'll be far too easy to down if I leave it by me. I'm going to put it out of my way so I don't knock it over. I'm going to be using my new Fire Dragon Mini Cooker Mark II. This one is a little bit taller than the old one. The old one came up to about here, I think, yeah, about here. Whereas this one goes a step further. It's 3 tablets high, so it doesn't come with tablets, but you know, you can store 3 in there. Now, you may have seen from previous videos, it's not super stable if you put a large frying pan on there. So you're supposed to sort of bend the metal that way. The extra height should mean that the flames aren't concentrated so much in such a small area. They should spread around and allow for more even cooking. Oh, normally they catch really quickly. There we go. I've got another 2 tablets there. So 3 of them together, about 25 minutes cooking. Now, I'm aware that my buttering rolls triggers people, a few people. Tonight, I won't use any butter, just lashings of apple sauce. Oh, it's lovely and warm in here. No condensation yet. I think that's the first one gone. Yep, no problem. And if 3 aren't enough, I've still got my Trangia. The only issue, of course, is you can't really control the heat. It's all or nothing. There's still a slight smell of plastic burning residue once the tablet has gone out. But it's minimal. Last one. I know they're looking a little burnt, but I might as well keep going. I hope I know what I'm doing with this, and I don't wake up 3 o'clock in the morning being smothered by my own tar. I'm going to polish these off, tidy up, and I'll come back to you in a bit. The tide's gone out, the rain has come in, the wind has eased a little bit, which I'm grateful for. There's a little bit of water coming in on this side, but I've put my bag there to soak it up. Everything else seems pretty dry, actually. The poles still seem relatively solid, so I think I'm going to have some pudding. I'll have this, finish my cider, and I'll see you in the morning. Night. Three o'clock in the morning, and I got a pounding headache. Don't know whether it's because I had that cider or a few pints before, or just the fact that it's been flapping for 3 hours. This pole did collapse. Funnily enough, only just as I woke up. only another 3.5 hours to go. Things have got really bad in here. The tarp poles have just gone through the top of the tarp on both sides. It's 4:30. Oh, this is crazy. I'm not sure what to do. All I can do really is just I don't know, I'm scared. All I can do is put the tarp down, I think, and just hope for dear life. There's water pouring in different locations. And I've still got a good hour of this before daylight. I can't wait to go home. I've been lying here for hours, just trying to hold the tarp down. I can't pack up while it's windy. Good morning. As you can imagine, I'm exhausted. I've had 2 hours sleep. The rest of my time was spent hunkering down under the tarp. I've learned a couple of valuable lessons on this trip. Always use large tarp pole protectors. I brought mine, didn't use them, and the poles went straight through the tarp. Even then, with the wind as strong as it was, I don't know for sure if even my tarp protectors would have been enough. I should have used a line underneath from the fence maybe, and used one of the poles to peg out the other end. Don't know. That tide is coming in. It's starting to get quite muddy from here. Getting very wet feet now. I should have gone over that way maybe. I think it might be time to turn around. It's a very impressive rainbow. I've not seen one last as long as that for a long time. Perfect conditions, really. It seems to be even more defined now, actually. Ah, those colours. Oh, I can see a double rainbow. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but my eyes can. Wow. That's so beautiful. And in comes the rain. I guess because I usually see these in the city, you know, you've got a lot of smog and pollution and what have you. Whereas with this clean sea air, everything just looks more colourful and clearer. It also means that it might chuck it down any minute. Well, it's gone now. But look at those seas. Wow. Oh, and the rainbow's back. I don't know why, but maybe I'm just tired, but it looks like the moon's moving really fast. Maybe I should have had the poles upside down in the first place. This is staying in the reinforced area, and it's a much wider, you know, rubber sort of surface area. Could have been worse. I'm going to spend the next half an hour or so packing up, tidying up, etc. I just need like 15 minutes of calm. Well, that's me done for another camp. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry it was a bit of a disaster, but there were some nice things to look at too. So I think it was worth it. Plus I learned something useful in the meantime. Well, take care.